Hi everyone, my name's Ebony. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a book haul because I have quite a few books here that I've gotten recently, and I have promised myself not to let them build up as much as they did in like a previous book haul that I had done where I had like 50 plus books. So we're getting through the stack today. So first we're going to start with books that I've gotten from the bookstore for free because I work at a bookstore, and that's one of the perks is I get damaged copies and ARCs from the bookstore. So first I have The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory, and this is an adult romance, and I don't know much about it. I probably don't know much about a lot of the books on here because I don't like to know like synopses before I get into a book. But I know that the damage on this book is literally so tiny. There's just like a tear right here on this one page. And like that's like it. That's the only damage on this book. So like some of the books that we get that are damaged, like we can't sell this, but like it's in pretty good condition otherwise, and it's still readable. So, and I have a coworker who loves adult romance, and she's read it and she really liked it. It's like one of her favorites. So I'm excited to give this one a read and see what I think about it. Then I have The Rumor Game by Daniel Clayton and Sona Chariot-Potra. This is a finished copy, and I did actually already have an ARC of this, which is on my like unhaul pile now, so I'll give that to a good home. And since we had a damaged copy and it was just gonna sit there if I didn't take it, I decided to grab it. So the damage is right here on the spine there. But these are the authors of Tiny Pretty Things and Shiny Broken Pieces, which is a duology about like ballet dancers that I read. It sounds like it's gonna have lots of drama like their other ones did, and that's what I loved about the other two books, is that there was so much drama and like tension, and it was so well done. So I'm really excited to see if there's more of that in this book. Next I have Break Your Glass Slippers by Amanda Lovelace. This is a poetry collection. I actually have read this. I read it as like an audio bind-up of like two other books that are kind of like in this series. Like you don't have to read them all or in any specific order, but they all kind of go together. And the damage on this one I think is just a crease on the back here. But yeah, I've already read it. I do love a good poetry collection, and so I'm excited that I have a copy, and there is also some really pretty artwork in here as well. Then I have Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, illustrated by Danica Rovgorodov. So this is the illustrated version of Long Way Down, which I have read as the book itself, which is almost written as like poetry. So I enjoyed reading it that way because my poetry brain is like analyzing like the line breaks and stuff. But I also have read the illustrated edition as well, and it is also so good. Like they're both very, very good in their own right. And like the illustrations in this make it almost like impact harder at specific moments. Basically this book follows a character whose brother was killed as part of gang violence, and so he is on an elevator on his way down, and he's like trying to decide whether or not to kill the person he thinks killed his brother. And as he's going down the elevator, like ghosts from his past are coming in and like helping him come through this decision. A really good, really poignant book. I highly recommend it, and I'm very excited to have the graphic novel on my shelves as well. Then I have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is the author of the Caraval series, which I haven't read yet, but we'll get there. The damage on this is kind of funny. I don't know if you can see it, but like the printing of like the words is kind of off in a way. Like you can kind of see it shining there. I don't know. Interesting. Like that was an interesting damage on this one. Unfortunately, I don't know what this book is about, but it's really pretty, and look at the beautiful spine. And honestly though, like side note, as a bookseller it's really, really annoying when the spine is a different color than the book itself, because like when you look for a picture of it, all you can see is the front cover and you can't see the spine color, which makes it difficult to spot on the shelves at the store. But as a book collector, I do love when they do this because it's really beautiful. And then I have a copy of Gallant by V.E. Schwab. The damage is right here. We get so many damaged V.E. Schwab books. I don't know what it is about the imprint that sends us the V.E. Schwab books, but like we've gotten so many damaged copies of Addie LaRue, like crazy. And a fun fact, I actually like purchased a copy of this, so I have two copies right now. But this book I will not, like this specific copy, this damaged one, I will not be keeping. I'm going to find a home for it. It's just we had two damaged copies. One of them someone took, but then this one was like sitting there for a while, so I eventually took it as well. And because I love V.E. Schwab and I love this book, I've already read it, so I will find a home for it. Like I'll find someone who I think will enjoy it and they can have the gift of a book. Basically this book follows a character named Olivia who is mute, and she's an orphan, and she goes to this like wayward school for girls kind of thing, and then one day the school gets a letter that is from her uncle that says that she has a family and that they would love to have her at their manor called Gallant. But there are some really spooky, scary things that are happening at Gallant, and it's very good. I highly recommend this book. It has beautiful like art within it, and I just love V.E. Schwab books. Like, I recommend anything that she writes. And now we're going to go to the ARCs that I've gotten from the store. ARCs are advanced reader copies. We get books before they come out so we can read them and like know what they're about. So first I have Groobies by Sarah Priscus. I don't know much about it, but my manager who like organizes the ARCs that we get saw that it is being compared to Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and she knows that I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, so she was like, hey, you'll probably like this, you should read it. And I said, okay, thanks for thinking of me. So I am very excited to read it. I think from what I know of it, it does follow like a 70s rock band. And then I have Tide Song by Wendy Zhu. So this is actually a graphic novel, and I believe it's either middle grade or YA. But I do love when we get like graphic novel, like damaged copies of graphic novels or arcs of graphic novels, because graphic novels are so easy for me to read, and they're nice if I'm feeling kind of slumpy that I can just like zip through a book really quick. So I do love having a couple of books on my shelves that are graphic novels that I can reach for when I need a quick book. So I have 1 Second After by William R. Forstchen. So I grabbed this one when we had a damaged copy because I had a customer come in and tell me that like he bought like 3 copies of it, and he'd read it before, but he got them like for other people to like gift them because he said it was so good. And it sounds like, from what I know, it's set after like a war that causes like things to shut down, and kind of like post-apocalyptic kind of situation. So yeah, it sounds very spooky and very like thrilling even. So I am really excited to get to this one because I do love a good thriller. And then I have The Green Mile by Stephen King, but it's not the entire book series. So that my mom actually found this in a box somewhere at her house that I had no idea that we had. I think this is just like an excerpt of The Green Mile, because The Green Mile is definitely longer than this, because I've read The Green Mile and I really enjoyed it, but it's like an excerpt of it. And I don't know, it's probably fairly old. I'm not sure. Yeah, it says a novel in 6 parts on the back. So what was it? 1996 was the publishing date. I don't know. And she like held it and she's like, you don't want this, do you? Like, she was like going through stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. That's actually like really cool. And then I have Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So this isn't actually like a haul because this was already my book. Like, I've had this book for a long time. But my friend Lexi, we annotate books for each other every year, and last year she decided to do Caraval because I let her borrow it and she really liked it, so she decided to read it again and annotate it and then give it back to me. So this is my copy originally, but it is now filled with Lexi's annotations. There's like some right there. So I will hopefully get to this one soon so I can read what she wrote about it and see if I like this or not, because it's been on my TBR for a long time. I've just never gotten to it. So now I have more incentive to actually read this book. And then I have another weird one. I have Betwixt by Tara Bray Smith, which is funny because you can see that I have a copy right here on my TBR card. I still haven't read it. I had this book, I've had it, like, I bought it so long ago, like when I was like in middle school, and I got it from Big Lots. You can still see the sticker on it, and unfortunately it is one of the stickers that is hard to get off, so I might still attempt to get it off, I'm not sure. But like, I'm hauling it because I don't know what to do with it. Technically, I DNF'd this book. I started it a long time ago and I put it down because I wasn't super into it, but I still want to try it again because from what I remember, it sounded like it was really interesting. I don't know why I like didn't continue it. So when I couldn't find my copy, I like purchased another one, which is why I have that one, the hardback. But then my mom found my old copy. So I'll probably keep the hardback and give this one away to somebody who would like it. Yeah, hopefully one day I'll get to it. I've had it for so long, but I do actually want to read it. It's kind of chunky, so I'm kind of scared to read it. And then the last 2 books I have are books that I have purchased with my own money. So first I have Tether by Lisa Faye Cootley. So this is a poetry collection, and Lisa Faye Cootley is actually one of my professors at UNO, where I go to school. And this is one of her poetry collections, and I've had her in several classes. She's a great teacher. She knows so much about poetry. She's so smart. She's kind of scary. Don't tell her I told you that. But like, she's one of the smartest professors I've ever had, and she's taught me so much. And I went to a reading that she did on campus. So at that reading, I really enjoyed what she read, and I wanted to buy one of her books. So this was the only book that I was able to get through the bookstore that I work at, because her books are like, I don't think that they're not like independently published, but it's like, I think it's like a small publishing house, so it was difficult for us to get one. But I got this one, and I highly recommend, if you like poetry, definitely check out her stuff, because she's so smart and talented and amazing. And then the last book I have that I also purchased is another copy of Gallant. This is the copy that I pre-ordered, so it's like not damaged because I like paid for it. So this is the copy that I'm keeping, and then I will gift my other copy to someone who I think will enjoy it. But those are all the books that I have to haul today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, make sure you're subscribed down below. And make sure you follow me on social media so you don't miss any future videos and content and all of that. And I will see you in my next video.